The feeling I get sometimes when I've spoken to some politicians here is that art is a luxury. Art is extra, a societal appendage, something frivolous, perhaps. Now, no one's ever said this to me in so many words, but the intimation is that art is something we'll have time and money for after we fix everything else. I'm not suggesting, by the way, for 1 minute that the government's priorities shouldn't be healthcare, education, infrastructure, and all the things that society needs to survive. And sometimes, at its worst, that's all life is, survival. However, what about at its best? What goes beyond the functional and actually makes life worth living? Picture the best life you can imagine for yourselves and for your families. Picture all of it, everything you want for yourself and those you love. Now, from that great canvas of your best imaginable life that you've just painted in your mind, take away music. Take away poetry and prose. Remove dance and dancing. Remove theatre and film. Get rid of all the great towering works of art carved into sculpture or onto canvas. Erase all the arts from that picture of your perfect life you imagine for yourself. How close to perfect is it now? How close to miserable is it, in fact? Pretty close, right? I mean, you've still got sport, so it's not terrible. You might be thinking I'm being over-dramatic here. Music, art, poetry will endure, of course it will. But during COVID alone, so many bands split up, so many artists quit to be a delivery driver or so many other things, but none of which included them making art anymore. So during that time, Northern Ireland, like so many places, lost so many artists. Among, of course, so many other terrible losses in that time. Wales spends £10 per capita on the arts. Republic of Ireland spends £25 per head. Northern Ireland spends a fiver per head. 50% less than the next nearest country in these two islands, which is Wales. So, do the people of Northern Ireland value art half as much as the people of Wales? Do they value art 5 times less than the people of the Republic of Ireland? I've been to gigs here, I've played gigs here, I've heard international artists talk with amazement about the awesomeness of the Northern Ireland crowd. I know for a fact the people of this country don't value art any less than anywhere else on these two islands. It is surely well past time our government starts to value artists here in the same way. Art is a way, in a time when it is so hard to hear each other, to see each other, to feel the soul and heart of another human. Art is the most profoundly impactful way of helping us to do that. Help us reach someone, understanding someone from another town or culture. It is the closest we have to a bridge between all people everywhere, a bridge that is never closed, that is always there when you need it. So while I agree that art is not essential for survival, it is essential for the survival of the soul of this place. Our best days are made better with music. Our worst days are made better with music. To do right by its people, for their mental health, their hearts, and their souls, art is not something a society can afford to neglect. Thank you.